Don't mind me, I've been super depressed for the last week. I don't think I've even showered in a week. Go ahead, judge me. You can't judge me more than I'm already judging myself these days. You could try, but ain't nobody hating on me better than me right now. I can tell you that for fucking sure. I'm serious though, I haven't showered in a week. So I'm popping on to share a message. The message is, not your circus, not your monkeys. What do I mean by that? So many of us grew up in really volatile, chaotic, and toxic, unpredictable homes. And it's created a sense of hypervigilancy. It's created a sense of lack of safety. And for a lot of us, it's created sensitive nervous systems. Some of us are also born into this life with a lot more sensitive nervous systems. Ding, ding, ding. I'm one of them. And so what happens is when somebody in your life, whether it be a romantic partner, a family member, a friend, whatever it is not doing okay, a lot of us, what we will do is we'll go into fix. We'll go into change. We'll go into shift. This is emotional management, because their upset makes you feel upset. And then you feel not okay because they're not okay. And then what this does is it has you not only emotionally manage people, but it has you take on responsibility and burden that's not yours. It overloads and overstimulates you. It is not your job. It is not your responsibility to fix, change, coach, teach, overmother, overnurture, help, save, anything else like that. Anybody. Unless somebody says, hey, I need some help. What's your opinion? It's not your job to go in there and do that. And so, of course, this is an automatic response that a lot of us have learned in childhood. But this taking on of responsibility that's not yours, like you're taking on the burden and the problems and the issues of other people and making them yours. And then you hold that and you're not properly discharging that. And then what happens, especially as women, what happens? You get autoimmune conditions like hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, you get PCOS, endometriosis, breast cancer, cervical cancer. You get it all. And oftentimes women are taught to self-abandon and to self-sacrifice consistently and constantly. And even in that, you're taking on everyone else's burdens as a part of your own. You're taking on the responsibility of their healing work and seeing things, and you're over-mothering people, and you're constantly burnt out because you're giving your energy, giving your time, giving your advice, and nobody's pouring back into you. You know why? Because it's not anybody's responsibility to do that. Yes, should we pour into each other? And there's healthy ways that we can do that. But when your experience is dependent on somebody else's emotional state, that is the very definition of codependency. It's so life force draining to be constantly managing somebody else's emotions instead of just learning to manage your own. It's so exhausting to be constantly taking on other people's problems and other people's burdens as a part of your own. Life's hard enough as it is, sweetheart. Like, why do you want to be taking on other people's shit? I get it, though. I get it. You learned this in childhood. I did, too. I was the caretaker. I took care of my mom and all of her emotional problems. I helped her with everything. I did the cooking, the cleaning, took care of my siblings, took care of her. And now, I've done that for 21 years in relationship. But I've never taken care of me. Not really, I've had moments. I've had moments in my life where I've had stints. Can you imagine me taking care of myself being a stint? That should be the number one. Because although we are here to interdependently pour into each other, it's not actually anyone's responsibility. It's the byproduct of clear communication. It's the byproduct of clear boundaries. It's the byproduct of one knowing how to meet and fulfill their own needs and emotionally regulate themselves. And through that, the clear communication, the boundaries, the emotional regulation, the knowing how to fulfill oneself, the byproduct is you have a community of people pouring into each other. caring for one another. But this isn't what most people are doing. And most women are drained. They're tired. They're exhausted. I'm drained. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I've been carrying the burdens and the weight of this pattern of being responsible for all of my mother's issues because I was her confidant. I was her therapist. And let me tell you, my mother had a very, very, very traumatizing upbringing. And for the level of what she endured and suffered, I'm actually surprised at her capabilities as a mother. She did actually pretty good, and that's saying a lot because it was not good. But she did really good working with what she had, being a young mom at 17, coming from the absolute hell that she came from. Like literal hell. Oh, and I got a taste of that through her. And I still carry that burden. And now I carry the burdens of my partner and all of my friends because I'm just like, hey, I'm the caretaker. Let me take it on. Let me make it my responsibility to help you. Let me make it my responsibility to heal you. Let me make it my responsibility to care for you. I do this with clients as well. I mean, not recently, but I have done this with clients. I've done this with people. It's not your job or responsibility to save anyone, to emotionally manage or regulate anyone. It is your job to emotionally regulate yourself. It is your job to pick up your pieces and deal with you and your side of the street. So I leave you with that. Not your circus, not your monkeys. I have never understood that as much as I do recently. And let me tell you, I have been unearthing a lot in the last 7 years. This is one of 3 major patterns, which is the taking responsibility for other people's shit. So if this is you, just know you're not alone. Just know that it can be healed. And just know that that doesn't have to be your path anymore. There is a different way. And as I begin to unfold that and unravel that for myself, I will begin to share that with you. And so, yeah, I leave you here. And if you're new to my channel, or if you've been here and you haven't checked out my Unravel series, it's a little bit on pause right now because life is a mess for me right now. It's a 12-part series, and I think we're on episode 5. I will be resuming soon, but you can begin your own unraveling journey. Links and everything in the description. So anyway, toodaloo.